So, for the last couple years, I've been decorating my brother's birthday cakes. They started off somewhat normal and kind of cute, and then they got a little weird. But weird got me views on TikTok, so we're gonna do weird again. So, it is my brother's birthday again, because that happens every year. Crazy concept, I know. But this year, we're doing it a little bit differently. One, I'm actually filming a full length video instead of just chucking a small little TikTok together, and then ends up coming my most popular video ever on any platform, but there we go. I have actually made the cake from scratch. Now, the other 2 years, I have just got a cake or two cakes, slapped them together, and iced them. This year, I've made the cakes from scratch because I can do that now, apparently. But I've now done that. So this year, we have got a reference picture of what my brother has requested, and somehow we've got to make that happen with what we've got. I don't really know how to explain this because, I'm usually sat in my room talking about squishmallows, and today I'm stood in the kitchen talking into a spatula. Let's just get into this. Okay, so welcome to the baking area. Yeah, finally got this set up. So here's the cakes. All nice and cool down. This one's going to be the bottom and this one's going to be top because just how they cook, this one's just got a flatter one and this one's got a slightly rounded bit and it just works. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm not a professional at this and I don't really have a clue what I'm doing. However, I do have a... That's really loud. I do have a spinny thing now, so maybe I'm basically a professional at this point. So I don't know how much of this I'm probably just going to end up saying in silence and you can listen to me yap. But there we go. So we've actually got to stack the cakes or fill the cakes and stack them. So I'm actually using lemon curd because my brother loves lemon curd and yeah, that's what's going in the middle. So I'm going to get this boring part done and then I'll get back to you when this gets a little bit fun.
So, voiceover time. Anyway, here I am, just kind of putting lemon curd on the thing and using this thing to spin it around. That was actually really useful. Also now noticing that the cake's not centered properly. That's going to bother me for the rest of the video. I ended up using 2/3 of a jar of lemon curd, so oops. I ended up stacking the pieces and then saw that the top layer is actually slightly bigger than the bottom layer, which is weird because they're in the same sized pans, but I think it's because the baking paper I used may have caused that. Oh well.
Okay, so we have now got it filled and stacked and carved a bit. I did have to carve the top bit, but that's fine. It's a little bit messy now, but it's fine. So we can now get on to the icing. Now I have got pre-made icing because I have to make my life easier somewhere. So that's what we're going to do, and we are just going to, off the reference, it just needs to be covered in this. So that's what we're going to do. What I want to do is put it into different bowls because you can't even see, but to separate which colours I want so I know I have enough of each when I'm icing this, if that makes sense. I don't know what two colours I'm doing for the borders yet because I was going to ask my brother didn't say if he wanted the exact ones in the image or two different colours. So, and I forgot to ask him and he's not at home right now. So I gotta wait for him to do that. Or I might just choose. Who knows? Who knows? But I definitely need at least one with black in. I know that much. But yeah, so now we're gonna get to separating the two bits of icing and then icing the cake.
So I split a little bit for the coloured borders and then I put some for the black. The icing went on so easy on the top, but I kind of wish I removed some of those bubbles. On the top, around the sides it was fine, but where I'd cut it, there was a lot of crumbs getting in the mix, but after about 20 minutes it did smooth out. So, yeah.
So that took 20 minutes. It's a little messy around the edges, but I'm gonna clean that up, don't worry. We're now gonna move on to the next bit, which is the writing and the face that I've gotta do. Now I did have a little bit of icing left over. Not a lot, but I got a little bit left. So I can add that to whichever one. I might reduce the one that I'm going to use for black because that seems like too much, but at the same time, it might be enough. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'll figure out the border. See how much icing I've got left and which colours I'm going to use.
I started mixing the black colour, which I kind of did off screen, which you can't really see, and I put it in a piping bag and started out writing D's, or like the top bit of text, and then I realised I wasn't sure how to fit in the last part, so I started drawing out the face and kind of doing that. And then to get the more finer lines, I got like one of the icing spatulas and just put a bit of the icing on the edge to then get the smaller lines.
So this is what it's looking like. It's a little bit messy and yeah, but it does look like what I was trying to do, which is good. So I used a lot more icing than I thought I was gonna. Well, I used a lot less icing than I thought I was gonna need for this part at least. So now I've got a ton of black in this color. So that's cool, I guess. Anyway, my brother has not returned home yet, so I don't know what I'm doing the border in. So I think I'm just gonna take it into my own hands. I think I might do blue and green. I feel like that could be quite cute. Where's blue and green? Here is blue and green. So I might do in blue and green for the border instead of purple and pink or orange or whatever that color was. Or maybe I'd do it blue and red, but that's kind of giving Spider-Man. Red and green's giving Christmas. Yellow and blue could be an option. Or I might do blue and green. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Anyway, see you when I've done that. I almost just dropped my ring light straight into the cake. Oh my god.
So I actually started time-lapsing me cleaning out the piping bag. So this is boring. We're gonna like skip ahead to me actually icing the border. Right, so as I decided on blue and green, I started mixing up the colours. The green was looking a bit gross. I don't know how to describe it. I then started mixing the blue to see if that was the problem. I did add a bit of yellow to the green so it did look better, and I decided to clean up the extra icing from around the base at some point in time. But I started using the blue and piping around the edge, and then I got a bit scared that I didn't have enough. And then I cleaned that out and started using the green, but I put so much food colouring in the green, it like melted, and it was very liquidy. So I did briefly try and put it in the fridge to see if it would solidify, but I've been in the kitchen for a couple hours and my family was starting to get a bit hungry.
So I would say that's about done. I'm really sad about the green because it just did not work. Now I'm thinking about it, I probably could have done some icing sugar and added to it, or maybe if I just left it in the fridge longer. But again, my family is starving, so I should probably let them in here now. But yeah, I am gonna go see if the child wants to give a reaction because you all asked for it last year, so I'm gonna go find them. So are you ready to see your cake? Come here. It's perfect. It's definitely better than the other one. Yeah? Yeah. Anyway, there's your cake. That's perfect. It's exactly what I envisioned. So it is done. This is the finished cake. So it's taken me hours to do this. I genuinely do not know what time I started filming, but it is now almost 6:30. So I've been in here a minute. Yes, I have a spatula in my armpit. Anything for quality audio for you. But yeah, there is the finished cake. I do want to put this down before the green icing melts everywhere. But yeah, so that was this year's cursed cake. So this is like the third time I've done this. Again, I did like 2 years ago, then I done last year's one, then this year's one. I also filmed a TikTok alongside this, so go check out my TikTok. It'll probably be on shorts here too, but whatever. Go check out that shortened version, if you haven't already. But yeah, so this year was very cursed. I think last year was still better than this year, but in a way, it's still good and I'm still impressed. And you know how I was worrying about having all those leftover icing? Yeah, or not enough icing, sorry. I had leftover icing, so there we go. Yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If you have any comments on what I could do better next time, let me know, because I am not a professional. And yeah, if you want to see more weirdness like this, I recommend subscribing. Don't forget to have notifications on so you get notified when I upload. And join me again next year when I'll probably make an even more cursed cake.